Hello, my writers. Today I'm here to model another opinion writing. So, today I'm going to do something a little different. Most of my opinion writings I've talked about so far have been things that I felt are the best. I just want to give you a different perspective. What if I model a writing for you about something I feel that is the worst? The worst is my opinion, right? If I think something's the worst, it's how I feel about something. And so that is still an opinion piece. So remember, the only thing you can't say is the worst is when you're talking about a person. We always keep it positive when we're talking about people. But we can think of other things that are the worst if we want to talk about the worst. So for me, I'm going to write about what I think is the worst pet. Because when somebody tells me like what they think is the best pet, I have a best pet in my mind, but I also have a worst pet. There's a pet that I would never ever want. And to me, that makes it the worst pet. There's no way. Anytime it's brought up, I'm like, nope, no, thank you, because I feel it's the worst pet. So that's what I'm going to write about today. So I'm going to click in this box and I'm going to tell you what I think would make the worst pet. Ready? Snakes. Oh, no, I'm going to change that and say a snake would make the worst pet. A snake would make the worst pet. That's my opinion. That's how I feel about having a snake as a pet. A snake would make the worst pet. Maybe you have an animal that you think would be the worst pet. Maybe you wouldn't want an alligator as a pet or an elephant. Maybe you're scared of dogs, and for you, a dog would be the worst pet. So now I have to tell you why I think a snake would make the worst pet. So I need to give you 3 reasons why I feel snakes would be the worst pet. All right. So my first reason, I'm going to tell you, I have like 10 reasons. One of my reasons are, a snake could bite you. That's one of my reasons. Another reason, and you know what? Today I'm going to actually type them as I say them. So I'm going to do each one. So let me see. A snake would make the worst pet. They can bite you. Period. Okay, so that's my first reason. So now let me think of my second reason. A snake won't cuddle with you. And to me, if you're going to have a pet, I want a cuddly pet. So a snake won't cuddle with you. That's another reason why I think snakes are the worst pet. So I'm going to write that. Snakes will not cuddle with you. Period. Okay, so now I have 2 reasons. I need one more reason. Why would snakes make the worst pet? Do you know you have to feed snakes mice? So to me, that's the third reason. So you have to feed them mice. So that's the third reason why they would make the worst pets. You need to feed them mice. Period. Okay, so I told you my opinion. A snake would make the worst pet. Now I gave you my 3 reasons. They can bite you. Snakes will not cuddle with you. You need to feed them mice. So I gave you my 3 reasons. I have a period after for each reason, right? I start with a capital, okay, my capital letter, right? There's a capital there, a capital, and I have a period at the end of each sentence. So every time I write a new sentence, I need a capital letter and a period. Okay, so I gave you my opinion sentence, a snake would make the worst pet, my 3 reasons. Now I need my closing. Okay, what can I say? Well, remember, let me look at my opening again to help me figure out what I want to close with. I said a snake would make the worst pet. So now I'm going to say I gave you my reasons. So I'm going to say that is why I feel snakes would make the worst That is why I feel snakes would make the worst pet. Or, ooh, you know what? I want to say that is why I feel a snake would make the worst pet. I like that better, especially since I said a snake up here. So I'm going to put a snake down here. So that is why I feel a snake would make the worst pet. All right, so that was my closing sentence. So, boys and girls, I just want you to know that if you don't want to write about something that you feel is the best, you can think about something that you feel is the worst. I am sure that there's probably a pet that you would not want to have. Hey, maybe there's not. Maybe there's a game that you just feel is the worst, that you hate when somebody says, let's play it. So there's always something that might be the worst. You just have to be able to tell why. You need to be able to come up with those 3 reasons why you feel the way you do. All right. So let me go over here and show you. So you just watch the video that's attached to me. Look at that snake in my face. I need a crying face because I would be crying. That's I'm scared of snakes. So you just watch this. Then on the next slide, you're going to work on this, which is practice. So this is for you to put this opinion in order. So it has to do with this book. So I would watch the book first. When you click on it, it says it's called Duck Rabbit. And it's a pretty neat book. You definitely want to check out the pictures and listen to the words as it's reading. And then you're going to think about the opinion. Okay, what opinion did you get? What opinion did this person get from watching the book? I should say, what opinion did I get from watching this book? And then think about the reasons that they used in the ending. And yes, I know it's color coded, but I want you to think about it as you're going through. Okay, what was their opinion? Okay, how did they end it? What was their reasons? All right, so enjoy the story for today.